Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch My Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 10. I just watched Episode 9. If you want to see my reaction video about it, I'm gonna put the link into the eye. Really, I thought that the fight between Bakugo and Ochako would last for 2 episodes, so that's why I organized this session of binge watching like that, you know, to have the time to watch 2 episodes. But in fact, it lasted, you know, only for the first half of the last episode, and we're gonna have right now the fight between Todoroki and Deku. But for me, a fight like that is gonna be so epic, so big and all, that it's gonna last like for 2 episodes at least. So I'm already frustrated in advance, worried in advance, mad in advance. You know, like, just to know that I'm gonna end that session of binge watching without knowing who is gonna win. And I'm saying that even if I don't want to choose a side. I don't want to be like, okay, I want for Deku to win. Okay, I want for Todoroki to win. No, I don't want to choose. Because I want for Todoroki to prove to his dad that he can win without using his part of his power. I want for Todoroki to say to his dad, see, I don't need you, I'm not like you. Go! You know, I want really that moment, like, against his father. And I would want for him to win and to prove all of that. And you know, it would be such a good homage to his mother. And it would be so great. But I want for Deku also to win for sure, because he's the main character. We are following him since the beginning. He wants to be an hero since the beginning. He fought so much for that. And right there, he has stuff, you know, to prove, because he's representing All Might, but not that much. You know, not just like that, like he's like All Might. But it's his way to make everyone see and understand that he can be the next All Might. And I want for Deku to win for sure also. He's so nice, he's so respectful, like, I want him to win. But these two, they're gonna fight right now, and one of them is gonna win. I'm glad in advance for the one who is gonna win, and I'm sad in advance for the one who is gonna lose. And I'm already mad in advance for the one who is gonna lose. Not because he deserved more to win, but just because he's gonna lose, so he's not gonna be able to prove what he wanted, and because he's gonna feel sad and disappointed. And I don't want, you know, for these kids to have a bad opinion about themselves. Like, you know, for Ochako during the last episode, to call her dad and to say stuff like she's a failure, she failed them, that was so bad, she didn't do anything right. You know, she was really like saying bad stuff about her, and it's logical. I mean, it's not okay at all, and it's totally wrong, and she was amazing, she was brave, she was clever, I loved her, truly. But it's logical for her to feel like that, because she just lost when she gave everything, you know, and for sure, just after losing, you're gonna feel like that. But I don't want for any of these kids to feel like that. Aww. It's bad. It's bad, but it's gonna be so great. I'm really excited to see this fight. That's gonna be amazing. And you know, for Andover and All Might to see this fight, that's gonna be something also. I hope that we're gonna have stuff, you know, them looking at these two fighting. I really hope so. Deku, does he have a plan against Todoroki? Because, you know, this ice thing, it's a lot. Clearly, during his previous fight, Todoroki, like, really, it lasted not even a second, his fight. So right there, Deku, you have to have a plan. I'm sure that you have one. I'm waiting to discover it. All of your friends are gonna be there to support you, to support both of you, in fact, I think. Oh, But also the villains are watching this game. And I don't want for them to understand what is happening with Deku. Like, he already talked about it, you know, when the fight at the end of the season 1 ended, we saw, I can't remember his name, the ant villain, you know, we saw him saying stuff, you know, to these two voices, saying stuff like, one of these kids was really powerful, tried to stop me and stuff like that. And now you can see this kid and put a name on this kid, and if they are beginning to make connections, it's not good at all. We'll see. I don't have a lot else to say during this intro because I'm just so impatient, you know, to discover this episode, so let's go for it. Remember that if you want, like usually, you have my Patreon. On my Patreon we have 4 episodes of advance, which means 2 weeks of advance, which means, you know, a lot of advantages if you don't want to wait and stuff like that. And if you don't want the reaction part like that, like you can see it on YouTube, like I'm forced to cut each 5 seconds to play with opacity and stuff like that, just to be able to publish the video, because you know it's really rough to react to animes on YouTube. Japanese studios, you know, they are making it really hard. So if you want the reaction part, like I wanted you guys to see the extended reaction part, meaning, you know, all of the scenes like that, without being cut that much and fully, I mean, without playing with opacity, or sometimes I'm putting the full reaction part, so it means really all of the episodes that you can share with me, because, you know, I don't want to cut into it because I reacted so much and all. You have my Patreon for that, and it's the best way to support me if you want, if you can. It can be appreciated, it can be really useful. I'm a little reactor, and not only on YouTube but also on Patreon. Just check, you know, the number of followers that I have on both, and you'll see that I'm a little reactor. So if you want to support me, to encourage me to continue this channel and all of that, you can come to support me. Okay, let's go for this episode. I'm really excited and impatient, but at the same time I'm really like, am I ready for it? For what is gonna happen during it? I already cried during the last episode. Let's go. Your mom? For you. I'm okay. Oh, if we're gonna have other flashbacks like that during this episode, I'm not gonna be okay. You're already going with it? With 100 years? It's so great, Deku, but you planned that. He only has 10 fingers, you know, and he already used some before, one now. How many? How many? Two. You only have 6 left. Yes, I counted the same. 5. You used all of your arms right there, no? It's trained. Oh, your childhood Todoroki. He's not like that because of his father, but because of him. Which? It's changing in ice? That's his limit? By using it again and again, it's getting too cold and it can be dangerous for him? What? Why that sentence? He's not gonna give up. You guessed the same then, Bakugo. You want for him to use that side? I would want for Todoroki to win with everything and all, but I want for him to prove to his dad that no, he doesn't need him. But there is difference between needing you and needed his full power. But you know how rough it is for Todoroki. No? Ah, maybe. To not break. Not all of it, just a little of your hand. You did it. Todoroki, be careful with... Maybe... I don't think that they are thinking about it that much, these two. Their injuries are so bad. I was thinking about it for Deku, you know, and all of his fingers. The music! Your face? You thought about your mama right now? Todoroki. Your siblings? But they are okay, they had fun and all. You know that I was worried for them. He hurt you, but you didn't want to hurt him. That's why you were... Excuse me, what? I get what you mean. For him to accept fully his power, but...
血にとらわれることなんかない。なりたい自分になっていいんだよ。戦闘において左は絶対使う。
You're using it now.
君はまさか鳥の親友を救う。
To help him to accomplish himself.
敵に死を送るなんて俺だってヒーローに。
You're smiling. Fuck you! No, he accepted who he is, not you. Not your desire. Oh,
何を笑ってんだよ。この状況でお前イカれてるよ。どうなっても知らねえぞ。
ice and fire. You're gonna stop.
緑谷ありがとう。
The fact that you're thanking him because you understood what he did. The fact that he did Deku, you know, he pushed him to show his best. Fuck. Are they okay? Deku? You're on the ground.
緑谷君、場外。轟君、三単線進出。
Yes? Yes, I took my pillow. Let me, you know, process everything and I'm gonna come back to you, okay? Let me... Oh yeah! So we had the entire fight during this episode. It's not gonna last longer, like we're gonna have the consequences of it and other fights during the next episodes. It's great. That's the only good thing, you know, like... For sure this episode was amazing and so many good things happened into it. But at the end of it, it was so rough to watch, it was so painful to feel all of their pain that yes, it's the only good thing, you know, that I can take from this episode, the fact that it's only gonna last one episode. That I'm not gonna have this dilemma, you know, of who is gonna win, who do I want to win, and everything like that during longer, you know, like, no. I didn't pick a side during the entire episode, like really, I was so conflicted, like, during all of this time with Deku trying to use his power again and again, it was so rough for him, so difficult, so painful. I was really counting how many fingers he had left and I was really like, it's not possible, he's not gonna win, I want for Deku to win. But at the same time, when he began, you know, to push Todoroki to use all of his power, his entire power, ice like fire, I was so against it, you know, because I know how painful it is for Todoroki to imagine that he's gonna use that part of his power, that for sure it's gonna please his dad is gonna be glad about it, he's gonna think that it's for him, it's like him, it's because of him, thanks to him. Like, for sure you don't want your dad proud of that, you know, so for sure you don't want to use that part of your power, but at the same time I can understand that Deku, he wants to have someone in front of him who is using his full entire power, so he's gonna accomplish himself entirely, and you're gonna have really the big deal, you know, the big opponent that you want to have, and not half of it. For sure I can understand that Deku, he wants that for Todoroki, and in a way I want to thank him for that, like Todoroki, he thanked him for that, because yes, you want for someone to use his entire power. You know, it's almost symbolic, you know, like for real things into your life, you want to accomplish yourself entirely, to not hide a part of you, because it's a part of you which is a reminder of your past, and your past was difficult. No, you're yourself entirely, and you want to show that to the world entirely. And it's the same with this quirk that he didn't want to use entirely because of his past, because of his dad, and yes, it's great and it's better and it's important for Todoroki to use it entirely and fully, and Deku, he understood that, and that was so cool for him to push him, Todoroki, to do that, but at the same time it means that you're gonna lose, and at the same time still, you know, for Todoroki it's so painful. And for his dad, you know, to congratulate himself like that, I felt so mad. And I know that Todoroki is gonna feel mad also about it, because right now he can't say to his dad, no, it's not because of you. He has to stay focused, you know, into his fight. But also, you know, it was painful because this flashback with his mother, it really came back to him during this fight. He said stuff about it, you know, about things that he forgot, and the fact that it came back to him right there. And we saw that he was disturbed by these flashbacks at some point. So really, he had these flashbacks during this fight. These flashbacks, his mother, like, we knew that Andover used his mother, married his mother by force, had kids with her by force, just to be able to create someone, you know, to create someone, to have someone that he could use against All Might. So we knew that for sure with that idea, you know, and with the fact that Todoroki said that his mother cried a lot, for sure we knew that he was not treating well his mother. But to see it, you know, to hear the violence, to understand all of what it meant for his mother, you know, like, for Todoroki, same. I guessed, you know, the fact that by being created like that by his father, and to have these powers revealed like that when he was a kid, for sure he was pushed, trained by his father. His father was like that with him since his childhood. Can you imagine the childhood that he had? So same, you know, all of that, without seeing it, we guessed it, but to see it, it's so rough, so more difficult. The only thing that I was glad is to see his siblings having fun, because you're a witness of it, like during my intros and reviews, I was talking about them, about these siblings, because I was worried about them. Having a father like him, who created you by force, you know, so you can be the best and all of that, and in fact you're a failure, you're a disappointment for him. I was really afraid for them I was gonna say mistreated, it's not the good word for that, like to be hurt, to be punished, to be tortured, to be killed, I don't know, like I was really worried for them. So I was glad to see them having fun. Oh, and after that, the thing with the mother, I mean, that hug with the mother, that was already something for her to say that he deserves to be an hero, that he deserves to be one. For sure, she was talking about Andover, who doesn't deserve to be an hero because of how he's acting, because of how he's thinking and all. After that, to have her calling someone to tell that person, you know, how she's feeling about Todoroki. She didn't want for you to hear that. For sure she was worried, but she didn't want to hurt you, and that was just a doubt, you know, like, Oh, yeah, and after that, the bad mark, everything got it. Oh, she's not dead. I thought that she was dead. You sent her in an hospital because of how violent you were with her, or because you put her in a psychiatric place, you know, saying that she was crazy and all? But she's alive. Can we find her? Can we save her? I want her back. I want her safe. I want her with you. I'm gonna die if at some point we have a new hug between Todoroki and his mom. After seeing, you know, how important that hug was for him as a kid, I want an hug now between Todoroki and his mom. Oh, I'm gonna cry that so much if it's happening at some point. Oh, I can dream about it now. That was so painful to feel all of these emotions for them. Deku hurting himself that much, Todoroki hurting himself that much also with these flashbacks, and also, you know, the ice taking place like that into his body, the fact that he has to use that other part of him, but it's rough. You know, he's conflicted about it, but he knows that what Deku said is right, and for Deku to push his opponent to do that, it's amazing, but it's bad also for him. At the end, he really failed. Like, that's it. Deku is out of the thing. I didn't expect it. If I have to be fully honest, I didn't want to pick a side, but because of the fact that Deku is the main character, I thought that he would win no matter what, and we would see him at least, you know, going to the finals. He didn't win. I'm glad for Todoroki, I'm so glad, so it means that, you know, into the next steps, rounds, he's gonna be against good opponents, and at some point maybe he's gonna be against Bakugo. These two against each other, it could be so great. But it would have been also so great to have Deku against Bakugo at the end. But for Deku, yes, I understand that right there you had to stop him, because clearly he was giving everything about him, and you thought that it would be too much for his body, it would be a real danger for his life, you know. But in fact he managed, you know, to not destroy his body. We saw that at the end. Yes, he was down and he used all of his energy, but you know, it didn't break his body. But he was also out, so yes, he lost. He lost. That's a surprise for me. But for sure, both of you showed to everyone how powerful, how strong you are. Like, you know, we have to think about the fact that all of this contest, everything right there, it's to show to people outside that you can be a good engineer, that you can be a good hero, and you know, all of that. For sure, people watching that, they're gonna know that you're a good hero. There is no question about it, that you have the potential to be one. Like, the amount of power that these two proved, showed, it's amazing. It was not the session of binge watching that I expected. I really thought that these two episodes, one would be for Ochako against Bakugo, and one would be in fact for a recreation, you know, between the first rounds and the second rounds. But no, it was just like that, and we already had the entire fight, Todoroki versus Deku, with flashbacks, with amazing scenes. Oh, the musics! You know, the pictures are great, but for animes, I would say, and don't take it that badly, but I would say that it's regular pictures. Like, it's not, for how it's done, it's not the pictures of Demon Slayer during the fight, which are really made, you know, on screen to be beautiful, you know, to look so great and stuff like that. For sure it looks good and it's amazing, but you know, the quality of the pictures and stuff like that, what they are putting into it, the ideas behind it and all, it's not that impressive. But the musics, guys, are really making half of the job to make these scenes amazing and epic, in my opinion. They are really, really great, the musics, right there. Oh, it was cool. It was a lot. Okay. At least I'm not gonna have to wait for another session to have the end of this fight. That's great. Okay, so it's all for you and for me for today. So it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye. Now, just now, you know, I have a live session with you guys on my Patreon. I'm gonna have to put makeup again, you know, like I just cried like hell. Now you know it, how much I cried before this live session.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Crazy.